You're listening to the Every Student, Every Day podcast with me, Jim Franchini, Superintendent of the Averill Park Central School District. Welcome to this episode of the Every Student, Every Day podcast. We recently had our middle school and high school principals on the podcast to talk about some things focused along the cell phone ban. So we thought we'd invite our elementary principals on to talk about not just the cell phones, but how the year has started as we record this on September 17th to see how the year is going so far and get an idea what's ahead at our three elementary schools. So thank you to the three of you for joining. If you want to just start, introduce yourself to the audience, include your name, your school, maybe how many years you've been in the role or in the district, just to give our listeners a little bit of background about yourself. Dennis, do you want to start?
Sure. My name is Denis Sibson. I'm the principal of Miller Hill Sand Lake Elementary School, and I've been principal here. This is my 21st year here at Miller Hill Sand Lake.
Hello, my name is Keri Rosher. I am the principal at West Sand Lake Elementary. This is my 5th year at this building.
And Josh, why don't you give us your intro, and then we'll go right into our next question of how are things going at Post and Kill to start the year.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Appreciate being a part of this. My name is Joshua Gela, the principal of Post and Kill Elementary School. I started in 2020 here in this role. I've been with the district since 2005. I will say, it's a good question to start with because I do feel like our year has started as kind of one of the smoothest ones we've had in my time here. I think we owe a lot of credit to our teaching staff who worked incredibly hard in a challenging summer to prepare and get ready. Capital project work obviously, limited their time, but they did a great job of being flexible and being ready to welcome back our students. Families did a great job communicating throughout the summer and being ready to start. 2 weeks in, and I think we're feeling good. We have a little kickoff assembly this afternoon, so we're looking forward to that too. So overall, great start here.
Excellent. Good to hear. Keri, how are things at West Sand Lake?
We've also had a great start. We start off the year with our Popsicles Night, which is always really exciting. The kids are coming. They're seeing each other for the first time at the end of the summer, ready for school. And they get a lot of the teachers are there. They drop off their supplies. And I was thinking about how much energy and positivity there was this year. And it was palpable. So it just brought right into the school year the same feeling. And I almost want to say it's magical at the elementary level, the way that elementary kids come into school and they love being here, and we love being here too and helping them learn and grow.
Fantastic. Dennis, what's going on over at Miller Hill Sand Lake?
Yeah, sure. I can echo what Josh and Keri have shared. The opening was really great. Unfortunately, due to construction going right up to the last minute, we weren't able to have our families come in for their annual supply drop-off ice cream social. We still got a little bit more construction work that we're finishing up this month, but all in all, the building looks fantastic. And as Keri said, the kids are just so excited to get back to school. And as Josh alluded to, the teachers did a tremendous amount of work this summer, absence of being in the building. So we were ready to go on day one and, finishing up our second full week of school. Everything's been going really, really well. So it's been a great opening.
Outstanding. So you've already kind of alluded to the capital project, and once again, our community approved the investment of really significant financial resources to improve and maintain our facilities. This summer was really focused on the elementary schools. It was a very short summer in terms of capital project work. The timeline with the end of school being late and the beginning of school being early was a very short summer with a tremendous amount of work. Can you talk to our listeners about how your building looks a little different after the capital project? What are some of the things that have occurred? I know some of them are very visible and some of them are very not. For all three of you, probably the most visible are your vestibules and the hardening of our security entrances. But Keri, do you want to start for how are things different down there at West Sand Lake?
Yeah, it was a strange summer to not have people in our building except contractors, and they were wonderful. They worked really hard on really the infrastructure, safety, security type items that, really needed to be done. They're not glamorous, but they needed to be done. So our vestibule, it was actually set up pretty well. I think of the three buildings, ours was the easiest to transform. We now have 2 sets of locked doors, and previously it was the first set of doors was locked. So now when we let someone in and we vet them through our system, they can't get into the building without us buzzing them through. So that's a nice security upgrade. We had a lot of other safety things like window film. Our fire alarm system was updated, lots of electrical work. Our kitchen was completely gutted and put back together with a new hood on the oven and dishwasher. We had some boiler work. We had a water system replacement, which is still, some of those things are still happening after hours that they're finishing up. One thing you might see if you come to West Sand Lake is our bathrooms over by the cafeteria have been upgraded, and they look fantastic.
Wonderful. A lot of work for sure. Dennis, how about Miller Hill?
Yeah, so we had some similar work to West Sand Lake with our secure vestibule. So again, similar to the situation, you're buzzed in and you're in a secure area. And the area is very actually bright with the tile and the paint that was put in there. They really looks fantastic. Significant work happened to our cafeteria here at Miller Hill Sand Lake. And, you walk in and it looks like a fresh paint job that's lightened the area up, but tremendous amount of work to the air handling and so forth. So it's a much more inviting space. Still a little bit of work left to do in there that they're going to finish up this month. And we also had some work done in the gym and some of our multi-use bathrooms, multi-stall bathrooms, as well as some of the stuff behind the scenes, the water treatment in the basement, some of the tanks and so forth. So, and to be honest with you, again, one of the positives of not being able to have people in the building this summer was that our district custodial staff was able to do a thorough cleaning of all the other areas not impacted by construction. So the building, quite frankly, has never looked better. But again, all the construction work is really just enlightened, I would say, the building. So it's great job.
Thank you. And Josh, how about that posting kill?
Yeah, there's definitely some unique things. I agree with Dennis's points that the custodial staff, the buildings and grounds, in addition to the contract work that happened over the course of the summer, was just really incredible. To Dr. Franchini's point, it was a short summer to get a lot of work done, and we were able to do it and hit our timeline the way that we needed to be able to welcome everybody back. At Post and Kill, I think we had the most significant change to our entrance. Our main entrance is significantly different, but has improved safety in a very big way. It's going to take a little bit of a learning curve. We still have a lot of people coming to our left door, which if you're a 5th grade parent, you've done that for 6 years now, and the entrance is now on the right door. So we got some work that we're retraining, but it's great for our school community. The safety of that alone is tremendous. The community support of that work is greatly appreciated. In addition, we've had some other stuff. We've had some things that have improved our cafeteria, new windows, new air handling. We eliminated a very old door system to kind of split it, but that brought back some pretty significant change to the cafeteria. So we're really excited about that. Not only is that where we send a lot of students to eat every day, it's also where we come together as a school community. So that's a huge lift for us as well. And then there's a lot of less glamorous stuff, a new boiler that is critical to being able to have a functioning building throughout the winter. We've had new door systems that have improved throughout the building, the safety of those. So, again, it was a tremendous amount of work in a very short time across all 3 buildings. It can't be done without the community support. So. Yeah,
that's a great way to end that question, right? We really appreciate the investment that the community has made in our last two capital projects and has really caught us up to maintenance that needed to be done and improvements that we needed to make. So as I mentioned in the intro, we just talked to Rob and to Heath about the cell phone ban, and certainly a bigger lift at the middle school and the high school using the Yonder pouches, middle school really focusing on lockers. What's going on at the elementary schools? And may not feel like a big shift compared to those schools, but what is really actually going on? How is this regulation being carried out at the elementary level?
Well, I mean, I guess I would say, I don't know that it's a huge change for us. I don't think there's a significant way in which we're operating around this. We've always kind of utilized, backpacks as a place to store items that weren't there. I think the biggest thing was just trying to, over the course of the summer, communicate what the change was and how we got there, and kind of communicate our steps moving forward. So, we simply ask that students not have those devices with them from bell to bell. We ask that if they do, that they maintain in their backpacks and not get utilized throughout the day. I think it's something that, like I said, it wasn't as big a change as somebody who came from the middle school before here. I could see the significance being a greater change there. But, from the day-to-day operations here, and I don't know where Denis and Keri feel, but I don't believe that it's been a significant change on our end.
Yeah, I would agree. And really, we understand from the parent perspective that, children this age typically might have a cell phone in case they get home from school and the parent's not there, so they can contact their parent and let them know that they're home safe and so forth. So we understand that area of need, so to speak. But to Josh's point, it really hasn't been a major concern for us. There's a lot of kids who don't have those devices, and so it was never an issue. And again, the whole out of sight, out of mind mindset really plays out well here at the elementary level. So, it really wasn't a big learning curve, and everybody seems to be complying well with it. So, again, we want interpersonal, face-to-face interactions, both during the structured times and during the unstructured times. So, yeah.
That's what I was going to add, what Denis said. I think it's a great opportunity. They're young, and this is the time we need to help parents understand the impact of cell phone use at a young age. And I think it's been an opportunity for me, at least, to communicate with parents about it. Again, no issues, but to be aware that we know from research that giving students devices and social media at a young age is not healthy for them. The social impacts are great. So I am happy to be carrying this torch. It's really not been an issue here, but educating young parents is still a really important part of what we do.
To reaffirm to parents that yes, preteens and teens can survive without their phones for periods of time during the day.
They are doing okay. And as we've talked about up here at the middle school and high school levels, that transition also seemingly going very well. And that's good. I think it's something we all believe was needed, and we're happy is going well here. Speaking of change on the academic side, the district began this year with a co-teaching model in your buildings. In a year of implementation of big things, how is that implementation going?
So it's been amazing. Our teachers have been so invested in the model, and we've spent a lot of time since the budget process and rolling out this model to try to help our community understand the positive impact that has on all students, not just special education students. And we're seeing that the fruits of that in the classrooms right now. As we go around, we see teachers using some of the various models of how to co-teach. They've learned a lot about that. They are using spaces differently, splitting up into small groups, doing some things whole group, taking turns, sharing the instruction. We've really made a push, and I know the other buildings as well, to make sure that the classrooms are seen as 2 teacher classrooms and not a teacher with a special education teacher. And I think that's been really effective. And parents that I've talked to have been super happy with the transition in. Again, it's not different in some ways from what we've always done, but the co-teaching model is very effective. And we feel very fortunate to have the opportunity to implement that for our students.
Yeah, and like Keri said, the teaching teams themselves, here at Miller Hill Sand Lake, for the most part, the teaching teams have been working together for a couple of years. This is just kind of refining the model. And, the impact of construction over the summer, while it limited people's access to the buildings, those teacher teams still had opportunities to work together and get some professional development facilitated by our Director of Special Education, Sarah Flannery. So they came in very prepared, I feel, for the start of the school year and the implementation of this new approach. And it's really gone great. Can't say enough about the collaboration and the collegiality that's taking place.
Yeah, and I agree. And I guess I would just kind of highlight the amount of intentional work that went into kicking this off for this year, from the special education department to professional learning that happened, to the collaboration opportunities between co-teach teams over the summer across buildings. There's been a lot of intentional work that has gone into supporting this. Like Denis, Post and Kill has a lot of teams that have worked together previously. And, that's great. There's also new teams within our district that have benefited from this. At the end of the day, the success of this work, comes down to the professionals who are in the room doing this, who are, doing the right things, who are taking the learning that's been offered, taking the support that's been offered, asking good questions, and just modeling for students what it means to collaborate and what it means to be a team. On the back side of it, it's been a lot of work to really focus on, approaching how we communicate about a co-teach classroom as a partnership. And as a team. And, I think, a couple weeks in and, there's nothing but good things to say right now. Teachers are working hard. They're doing a great job. Kids are working hard and doing a great job in those rooms too.
It's great to hear that is going well. I know it was a big lift, and appreciate the work that you guys have done and our teachers have done to make this a positive change. To kind of end up here, give you a chance to promote or talk about some of the things coming up in your building. Is there anything that either kind of excites you in terms of an event or a fundraiser, or is there something going on that you are looking forward to at your school? Denis, we'll let you go first this time to start us off.
Sure. So by the time, this Every Student Everyday podcast shared with the public, we'll be in the midst of our Boosterthon fundraiser, and our Boosterthon fun run takes place on October 1st. So this is a huge fundraiser. It's our only fundraiser every year. Typically, it goes to our PTA. This year, the Friends of Miller Hill Playground are the beneficiaries of the proceeds from our fun run. So we're in the midst of a campaign to raise a significant amount of money for a new playground here for our students and families. And the Boosterthon Fun Run is a big part of that. So we're hoping that a lot of people will get involved, donate, and get us closer to our goal to get that new playground installed. We also have school pictures coming up on September 30th. And again, some of our annual PTA events. Miller Hill Sand Lake PTA is just an amazing group of volunteers, and we have great events every year, and we'll be looking forward to those.
Thank you, Denis. Josh, what about Post and Kill?
Our annual fun run is also kicking off, but not till next month. So October 6th is when we do the kickoff, and the 17th of October is when we actually do the run and celebrate the work that's happened over the course of those 2 weeks. Our PTA works incredibly hard to utilize this as kind of our one and only fundraiser, and then utilize that to operate all of the support that they provide our families, our students, our teachers throughout the course of the year. So, we're always appreciative of the work that our school community, our PTA does to help and support all of those efforts. From a building-based standpoint, we're really excited to just kind of continue the work of our MTSS team and really kind of highlighting ways that we can recognize the positive behaviors within our school. We do that through multiple ways, and we just want to build on that and continue to recognize positive behavior. There's a lot of joy in the work that we do each and every day, and I think if we're intentional about focusing on the positive, on the joy that's in front of us each and every day, we make a really positive school community. So those are the things that we continue to work on here. We're excited about it. It's a fast pace to the beginning of every school year, but it's all good work and helps us to make it through a full year of providing for our students and our families.
Thank you, Josh. And Keri will give you the last word on the last question.
So we have a fun run coming up too, just like my colleagues. Ours is also in October, the week of the 6th, and ends on the 17th. It is our big PTA fundraiser. It is how we do the opportunities that we give students and teachers throughout the school year. So we are structuring it a little bit differently this year than we've done it in the past. We heard Post and Kill's really effective model, and we are going to follow in their suit with some really hopefully engaging and meaningful types of prizes that they will get for their fundraising. Our PTA has put in a tremendous amount of work in order to make this happen. And we look forward to it. It's a really fun school event. The kids come out in their West Sand Lake colored shirts. Each grade level has a colored shirt. It's a great kickoff to the school year with our school community. We have lots of things going on with our character education team. We have a committee, as do the other buildings, with doing like the assemblies and any of that character ed type of work that goes into what we do every day and what teachers work on every day to support children in their growth as a human being and a citizen. So we have the West Sand Lake Way, which is our PBIS system, is alive and strong. We use tickets in our building, but we also have lots of opportunities to celebrate what we're doing as a building. So they can earn school-wide activities, and it's just a fun way to recognize all the work that kids are doing in a positive way in the building. We have also put some interventions in place, like Josh said, that MTSS piece. We are excited to continue that work. Yeah, I mean, I think we have a lot of things that will happen throughout the year. I do want to shout out to our Kiwanis K-Kids group. They do a lot throughout the school year to, support the community through service learning projects. And one of our first ones is called the Harvest Run. We always do it on the day before our conference day, which is around Halloween. It is a fun way to collect food, which then gets used by Kiwanis for Thanksgiving meals. So we collect the food, we run around out in front of the building to fun music and celebrate all that we've done to help others.
Very good. Thank you to the three of you for your leadership and work in the buildings. Things are off to a great start, all angles, and we appreciate that. I know a lot of work goes into it. So thank you. Thank you for taking the time, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. See you next time on Every Student, Every Day.